Okay, great. So now that we have gotten our certificate and set up the bucket, and all of this is going to be in the right zone, which is supposed to be US East, North Virginia, it's time to go ahead and set up CloudFront. You can also opt for Cloudflare if you'd like, which may be faster with your WordPress, whichever floats your boat, you're more than welcome to do. So because of the cPanel that I'm using, I've had, and there's some errors that I'm having, my options are going to be a little bit different. But let me just walk you through the create distribution part, and then we will go from there. So you need to select web in order to get started, and the endpoint URL that you copied when you set up your, let's see, this would be mine right here. When you set up your static hosting in your permissions and policy settings and things like that that we just did in the last video, you need to go ahead and paste that URL right here where it says origin domain name. So after you do that, it's going to populate your S3 origin ID. This is what you want to see. And then the only thing that you're going to change is going to be in the default cache behavior settings. You're going to select redirect HTTP to HTTPS. Everything here is going to stay the same. And we're going to go all the way down until you get to certificates, okay? So when you get to certificates under distribution settings, you're going to add your alternate domain names here. So you should be able to just do your domain. So what you would need to do would be domain.com, wildcard with the asterisk for your domain. Now, you are going to have to set up and configure within your DNS server your CNAME record, okay? So some, like mine, I have a cPanel. There are others, like there's Namecheap and you have GoDaddy, where they have different platforms. So there are some occasions where this may not be enough, and you have to just go ahead and create a subdomain here, and then that would have to be your record whenever you set up your CNAME record in your cPanel. So I have to do the cdn.domain part to get this to work. You may not have to do this part, but if for any reason you ever type in your domain and the wildcard doesn't work and this doesn't work and you get an error message, then just go ahead and use this cdn.domain.com. So that's all you need to do for the alternate domains. And then you would need to also select custom SSL certificate. So if this option does not work, then that means that your certificate has been set up in the wrong region. So they pretty much tell you right here that it needs to be North Virginia. And then you will have the option to choose your certificate, should it be in the right region, and then you come down here and you select create distribution. So after you select create distribution, you're going to be directed to what you are seeing here, where you have your ID, your domain name, the origin. As you can see, this is the endpoint URL we received from the static hosting options that we set up. Here are going to be the CNAMEs that I have going on here. And then here is going to be the status of my CloudFront distributions, okay? So this one is in progress because I just added, I'm pretty sure I just went through and edited something, and then if you see it's enabled. So once that's all good to go and you're all set, then now it's time to go ahead and set up your folders and your buckets. So then you'll go back to the console and you're going to go into S3 to access your bucket, and then you're going to go into your bucket, okay? So I like to organize by geo. So as you can see, you're going to create your first folder. I'm going to just delete this. Well, no, I'll keep it. So if you organize by geo, then you need to select or enter additional folders. You just need 3 more: CSS, IMG for images, and JS for your JavaScripts. And then you're going to always upload your index.html because this is going to be how you pull up your URL whenever you want to view your landing page. So now that you know how you would want to set up and structure your folders, now it's time to go ahead and upload the landers that we've ripped. So I've gone ahead and taken the 3-step training HTML lander from the AFK forum, but I am going to go ahead and go into Adplexity's landing page file that they provided, and we're going to dive into that. So I'm going to unzip this one for the Netherlands. Let's go ahead and extract that one. Okay, so now that I know that that file is pulled up, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to just delete this because this is for something that we are not going to be using. And then now I'm going to come in here and upload the correct CSS file. So I'm going to locate the file that I just unzipped. Okay, great. So now let's go back to the folder. Let's see. Actually, let's start over because this is for Netherlands, right? So let's go all the way back. Let's delete everything. Start completely from scratch. And we'll create a new folder. Okay. And let's save it. And then now I'm going to go inside this folder. And then you will do img. And then you'll do CSS. And then JS. All right, great. So now, oh, no, let's cancel that. So now let's go ahead and let's upload the HTML index first. So we have that. Now let's do the JavaScript by clicking on that. Okay, great. And then now let's go ahead to your image, upload. Okay. And then now we need, oh, the CSS. Okay, great. So if everything is propagated correctly, then everything that we just uploaded should work. So you can kind of check behind yourself inside of here by going to index.html. And here's going to be the object URL. And you can take a look at the landing page. So now let's go ahead and let that load. And so as you can see here are the push notifications that are coming from the URLs in the lander. Now that loaded kind of slow. So let's block, and then as you can see, this is asking me to watch. This is not going too well. Let's take a look. So this is a video where I probably have to insert a link to click through. So I wasn't expecting that, but this is the lander that we ended up receiving. So what I meant by let's see, the URL that I had to use, the cdn.evergreenmomentum.com. So if I were to do, let's make this bold. And we are doing, let's see. So we are in JavaScript right now. So let's go back. To the console. Okay, so we have the URL starting off as evergreen.momentum, but it's a dash because it's the bucket, and then NL, and then slash index.html. So that's ideally what should work, but because, let's see here, .nl, .index. But if I were to do that, I get this, right? So what I have to do, because I'm not able to set up my CNAME in my cPanel, so when I go into my cPanel, how you have to set up your CNAME is from your console. Let's go ahead and just go to Amazon in a new window. And I will sign in. So from your console, you have to retrieve this domain name. Okay? So when you retrieve this domain name, you want to type in the but it says that this is reserved and already in use, right? So that's frustrating because I need, whenever I type this in, I need this to work. And I was not able to do the wildcard because I got the same message, right? And they're all being redirected back to something on my landing page. So as far as my existing domain. So there are other platforms where we will provide you the instructions on how you can do this, but this is just the cPanel method that I use as a workaround. So I instead used the CDN. It's just going to be the subdomain that I created that I'll be redirecting to in Amazon console, and then here's the rest. So when you add this in the cPanel, you just don't type this because it's going to automatically be added by the cPanel. So you just type whatever you want your prefix to be and let that be it. And then the record is going to be the URL from CloudFront. And so whenever if I type this in, so I'm going to copy this, open up a new window, I'm going to paste it, and now if I type in UK index.html, it works. This is evergreen momentum though. Let me do, let's see, I'm on, see, I hop back and forth. What is this one? Evergreen momentum. Okay, that's the UK. So I got a Netherlands one too. So hold on, let me pull up that one real quick. So here's the one that we just did. So I just changed it to be how it was, and it worked, right? So that's just the workaround. But that just shows that don't let Amazon Web Service defeat you. So you will figure it out. But this is what you want to use for when you ever download any landers that we may provide you. If you happen to implement any spy tools, if you have any testing that you want to do with the flows, if for any reason the landers from the advertiser Big Bang Ads is not working out, then you want to go ahead and use your CDN. And as I mentioned, you can opt for Cloudflare or other CDN providers, and then also you'll need to have an HTML editor to make sure you edit your links. As you saw in the demonstration, whoever landed on that landing page would have to click on that image in order to proceed through. So it wasn't the iPhone or the phone lander that I assumed it was going to be, but we have completed the setup. So now you know how to set up your Amazon Web Services for fast, optimized landers for your push campaigns. So we're going to go over what type of landers for what type of offers and everything you need to be successful with push notifications. So thanks for your time, and I will catch you in the next training video.